Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Suzanne and Manny Show.
That's us.
What's up?
What's up?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
What's up? See,
We
like
still
we
we
are
still
like
writing things down.
we're like so excited to be here. We're like jotting things down. Okay, we have this. We have this. Do we have enough information to bring to you all? So we're always like really trying to think of the things because there's so many things happening in the news, and as
So
you
much.
like, listen,
And
all of that.
The biggest reason why I'm writing things down is because you know I could talk, and
we gotta cover ourselves.
We gotta make
Like-
sure that we
Yeah.
don't run out of show by saying too much. So
I don't think we're
I
gonna
think-
run out of show though. Like, could we ever?
Oh no, not us run out of show.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
us run out of
A
time.
time.
I mean,
Okay.
Paul giving us one of these and kicking us off the air in about it. What are we at now? 40 minutes.
Oh my goodness! He's like, wrap it up,
But
wrap it up.
hello,
Yeah.
Miss.
Well,
2 weeks ago, I missed you. It's so good to
I
see
miss
you
you
again.
too. Like, yeah, no, this is our second show, and we're so
Great to be back.
excited. Good to be back. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm good.
Good,
I'm
good.
I'm sure, like many others in this
Yeah.
wonderful world we are blessed to be a part of, struggling. There's a lot of people, having great times, times of great success. And then there's other people who are really, really suffering. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the regular news, right, to see. I mean, we got war going on in this world right now.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to not be directly involved in that. My children are safe, happy, well provided for. As a matter of fact, my middle son just graduated. Ethan just graduated college, which we talked about on the last show. And then next week, I give my baby. Oh, I don't know if I like this.
Oh.
Well, because it wasn't fun when Ethan went through it because he was our first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's not. I don't know. It's even more not fun with the baby going through it because
it's
he's the
your
last
baby.
one going
Like,
through
it's
it.
the baby.
And he's graduating high school honors, by the way, which I'm so proud of him. Congratulations, Jaden, next Friday. So,
Yes.
lots of, there are some struggles, but there's also a lot of great things.
Lots of
on the
good
horizon.
things. No, yeah.
Great things to look forward to.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
And
a lot of
summer's
good
coming.
things.
Hey.
Summer's coming, like hot girl summer,
Are we
hot boy
officially-
summer. Like,
is it Memorial Day official?
is it the official start of summer or is it June 22nd? Isn't it June 22nd?
I mean, low key, Juneteenth is my official start to the summer. If we want to be real, man.
June 19th.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah. So no, absolutely. I mean, you are correct. There's a lot going on, and there's obviously some places in the world that it's unbearable, like what's happening there, and war and genocide, and and all that. Certainly have to give thoughts to them, and make sure that we're anything that we can do, and to help those. There are great things happening, absolutely, but even on a local level and in our individual lives, I think we've all been touched this week. I felt like this week I've heard of a lot of passings of individuals that are well known and individuals that we have come in contact with. And, I think honestly, the only thing I can, gather from that is like, live a good life.
Yeah.
Like, live a good life. Unfortunately, tomorrow isn't promised. Celebrate the wins and the milestone, like the proms and the graduations and, all the things. And, honor your peace. Stay away from places that seeks to steal your peace and that are negative.
Suck the life out of you.
Exactly. Like
this
those.
world will do it to you.
It will. Like these energy draining places.
And even the places you least expect them, like family.
Oh,
Or
absolutely.
a job, that
Absolutely.
you've given you everything to, that you love with
Absolutely.
all your heart. They will do it to you too.
Listen.
So you gotta be vigilant. You gotta stand strong, and you gotta stand for your own convictions, morals, and love yourself above all.
Absolutely. Listen, bye. Like, if something is threatening your peace, if something wants you to compromise your values, your morals, like, bye. Bye, Felicia.
On to the next.
Like, you're out because
you.
life
Next.
is just too short. So live well, treat people well.
That's right.
Tomorrow isn't promised.
That's
We
right.
don't know, but some
And
great
don't
things.
live in fear.
Yeah.
Honestly, you stand in your
No.
conviction, and as long as you're moving with goodwill,
Yeah.
pure intention,
Yeah.
God will see you through and on to the next.
I believe that. I truly
I'm a
believe
strong
that.
believer in God does provide.
Like,
Even
He
though,
does.
I may not be the most religious person, may
It's
not go to
okay.
church every Sunday, but I do
It's
believe
okay.
in what you will get back what you put out into the world.
Absolutely. I mean, call it karma, call it whatever. I do believe that God does provide, as you say, for us old church folks, there's always a ram in the bush.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that, but yeah, I think God provides, and life is tough, but celebrate the good things, because the fact that you're alive, it's a good thing.
100%.
Like, it's a
Every
good
day
thing
above ground is a good day, right?
on
Isn't
this
that a lyric?
side. Yeah.
Isn't that a song lyric? I don't know what song
I don't
it
know if
is.
it's a song lyrics, but
Charisse,
I
my
know it's
best
a
friend,
saying.
knows
Like,
all the
does she knows
lyrics.
all the song?
Yes.
Okay,
Put it in the comments.
like, yeah, all right, sure. But you know what's funny? We just did a music trivia at QCC the other day, and like my team won. Like, yes,
Congratulations. That sounds
yes,
like so
yes.
much
Like,
fun.
and it was women too. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it
Was it
was.
like a fundraiser?
No, it was just a fun
Just for
thing.
fun.
It was just for
Just for
fun.
funsies.
Like,
Because why not have fun in life?
why not have fun?
Yeah.
That's the thing. With everything that's happening in this world, do not let anybody steal your joy. I'm all about joy.
That's
I'm
right.
going to stand up. I'm going to advocate. And as you hear our stories that we're going to report on in a little bit, you'll understand how passionate we get about these things, how driven we get. And even if things doesn't impact you, we have to learn to care about things that doesn't only impact us. And I think sometimes, that's how we get so messed up sometimes, because folks, it's like, I think that's why we're in this situation. Folks is like, if it doesn't impact me, I don't care. No, we've got to stand up.
Right.
Don't wait till it comes to you
Right.
to care about it.
It
Care
may not
about your
impact you
neighbor.
yet.
Care about your neighbor.
Yeah.
Stand up for the Black and brown community. Stand up for the LGBTQIA community. Stand up for, your neighbors. Stand up for immigrants. Stand up for women. Stand up for kids. Stand up for, folks that are unhoused. Stand up for folks with mental health challenges. Stand up for kids. Like, stand up for people.
Yeah.
All right. See, I already.
It's okay. Speaking of standing up for kids, if I may, because I don't want to forget, there's a really big thing that isn't making the news as much as it should.
Tell me,
what
is it?
I really want to bring up, and I don't want to forget, and I think it's important that we bring it up right in the beginning of the show, and that is, our world, again, crazy place to be
Yeah.
in. And our country right now is experiencing a very heated, I mean, I guess, has it ever got out of this heated racial tension? But right now, the rhetoric has brought so much out of the woodwork and out of the closet, where it's just so open and blatant and in your face, and they're really just telling us they do not care. 18-year-old Marcavius Rumpf, say the name, remember the name, 18-year-old black boy from Eufaula, I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, Eufaula, Alabama, was found without the help of the local authorities by his family.
I remember.
Dismembered and charred in the woods. And it wasn't until the body was found, and by the way, there is still no positive identification. That's how bad this body was mutilated. But it wasn't until it was found by the family, which I'm sure you can relate as a mother, when that's your baby, right? Now the authorities are starting to get involved and the investigation is underway and things like that. But it's more than just helping the investigation, which, by the way, if you have any information at all, please call your local authorities, specifically in Eufaula, Alabama. I can't even say the name.
It's okay. Just say Alabama.
In Alabama, with whatever information you have that might help with the case. But it's also, I hear a lot about dog whistles in the media, and, I feel like we can hear some of them whistles just as well. And we really need to be vigilant, love our babies, hold them tight, raise them right. It's very, very important, because awful things are happening.
It is. And, thank you for sharing that. And we're going to jump into right in the news section, where we talk about some stories that are making the headlines. But I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because over the past couple of weeks, I've been resharing in my story right here in Massachusetts. There's been a lot of black girls missing.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the news, and nationally, there's been my thing is that, where are all these kids going? Like, there's so many missing kids. And, so protect your kids, monitor what they do online. There's such awful predators that are out there that are taking advantage. And, they're posing as, teenagers on these games. So I know your kids will be mad at you, but as my parents told me, and I tell my kids, I ain't one of your little friends.
And I'd rather you be mad and alive.
Thank you.
Happy and dead.
So monitor what they're doing on social media. So thank you for bringing that up.
And it's important too, because even if you think your kid knows better, even if you think it could never happen to you, That's why I'm bringing it up, because you never
You
know.
never know. You never
It's
know.
very important that we stay vigilant and,
Yeah,
we protect our
absolutely.
babies.
Stay
It's
vigilant,
important.
protect our babies. All right, so we're gonna jump into, just some of the headlines that have been, I certainly impacted me, and I know that there's some that I'm passionate about, and you're passionate about. But the one that I wanted to address is Pope Leo makes an historic apology from the Holy See's own role in legitimizing slavery, and
Can we just start with a very, very, very extremely long overdue?
wow. So, as a black woman, and I am not American. I was born and raised in the Caribbean and moved here in my teen. There was enslavement in America, and it was brutal. And 400 years later, we are still feeling the repercussions. 400 years later, there has been no reparations. 400 years later, after Jim Crow and all these things, and I don't want to go off on that tangent that talk about that 1.7 billion-dollar
Well,
slush
slush
fund for
fund.
the folks that stormed the Capitol. So I'm going to let that go because I'm not going to give them any of this moment. But the fact that a pope makes that apology, because you know what, it is wrong. And does it change the fact that it existed? No. But I think that for so long it's been like, oh, it happened, like, get over it. So the enslaved were told to get over slavery, but the enslavers were not told to apologize for it.
Right.
So I harm you, and I want you to get over it and move on with your life without me acknowledging to you that I have harmed you.
Not only that, for hundreds of years, and I would even argue until this very day, the Bible is being used and weaponized as a tool to control people. And there are even verses in the Bible itself that tell slaves to obey their master as if they were God. And I'm not trying to hear
No, no, no. Okay.
I'm not trying to hear the interpretations, because to each his own. I'm talking about the very clear cut. Go read the verse. I don't know what it is. I don't read the Bible like that. I just know that there's one in there that talks about obeying your masters as if your faith
Okay,
is to
so
God. That's some crazy
I
stuff.
appreciate you saying that, and I think I have no problem,
I don't think
challenging
that's the
that.
word of God. I
It's
think that
not
was a
you.
footnote added by
So
man. To
again,
be
there are
honest.
things that happen in the Bible that, like, we don't understand. And if we are going to say, let's honor that part of the Bible, okay, then let's honor every single part of the Bible.
I agree.
So folks get very selective about picking out certain parts of the Bible and saying that, you know what, listen, I think I said it on the show last time, just because you're in your garage doesn't make you a car, right? So folks will pick out things and say they're a faith and they're quoting the Bible, but they only quote pieces of the Bible that benefits them. What about love your neighbor? What about the foundation of it all is love?
Well, my
what about
point is,
yeah,
the Catholic Church, the Pope, does owe the world an apology for
they do.
slavery because they condoned it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see America issue an apology, but we all know that's not going to happen, anytime soon. But you know what? I
mean,
think
that's
that
America's bread and butter. And if they apologize, that they're going to have to stop doing it.
they'll have to admit that they were wrong, right?
And
I
that
think
they're still doing it.
And exactly. And then they would have to worry about paying reparation at that time, because can you imagine paying for all the atrocities, that we go through? But I'm reminded of Maya Angelou, still we rise, right? So I think that it's historic that he acknowledged it. I think that it's about time, and I think that other places around the world also need to honor it. And as a woman of faith, I am sick and tired of folks using the Bible to justify doing incredible harm.
Right.
So the time in the Bible was different, and so I don't want anybody saying like, oh, there were slaves in the Bible, so that means there should be slaves. If you're gonna quote the Bible, quote every single part, and if you're gonna follow parts in the Bible, follow every single part in the Bible. And there's also the parts of the New Testament, and there's also the Old Testament. But I do notice these so-called Christians will utilize certain parts of the Bible that benefits themselves. They'll go after things that serves their need, and they'll use it. You said it earlier, as a dog whistle to scare people into thinking what they're doing is justified by God. It is
Which
not.
is so wild and
And
hypocritical,
you know,
because you really think being gay is worse than being a slave owner? Seriously.
so here's the thing, though.
There's no way one's going to hell over the other. You can't convince me of that.
But here's the thing, which is, if y'all are Christians and you follow the Bible, then
everybody's
you
sinners
believe
forgiven.
We are sinners. But that means you believe in a heaven and a hell. So tell me, like, so these are the two things that have been on lately. And if you follow, my social media, you'll see that pedophilia and rape. God always protects the children. Let the little children come unto me. God always protects the children. So if you are a Christian, okay, and you're okay with pedophilia, where do you belong? Like that's the deal breaker for me. If pedophilia, if raping kids, if molesting kids,
I like to
does
argue.
not.
I mean, we know I like to argue.
Like,
But
you
honestly,
are.
no,
Go on.
But seriously, I do
Go
like
on.
to argue that rape and pedophilia are subjectively worse than murder. And the reason why I say that is because when you have to live that trauma over and over again for the rest of your life, at the very least, and I know this kind of sounds sick, and there's no bright side to murder, but at the very least, once it's done, it's done.
So, all right. So, I mean, it's a debate,
We don't have
right?
to completely agree,
we
but
don't have to agree.
it
So,
makes
I mean,
sense.
I think they're both really,
Right.
really bad. So, I think, so I would say,
I'm just saying, no,
killing
no,
someone.
Before you go,
but
what I'm
murder is
saying
different, though.
I know they're
Murder is
both
different
really
from
bad,
killing someone.
but one is treated way worse than the
Absolutely,
other. And
absolutely.
I'm sorry, but rape and pedophilia are at the very least up there with
Yeah,
murder.
it is up there with murder. Unfortunately, I mean, if you look at the news, you saw
But
that.
if you look at how people get charged and
Well, again,
the time they do, murder, rape, and pedophilia.
All right, so I'm not gonna make it a thing, but look at who are doing.
You didn't have to. It's already
No,
girl.
it's a thing. But look at who's committing the rape of kids. Okay. All right, we don't have time for the whole episode, right?
Where the tea
But
at?
look at, I know, right?
Where her tea at?
Is this
it's
really
right
thing?
here.
Like,
Where's the tea
it is
kettle?
it's a lot of rich men of a certain demographic.
I like that word.
Rich men of a certain
Yes.
demographic that
Narrows it
are
down even more.
raping, kids. Look at Epstein, right? Look at how many billionaires, and they're getting away with it
And their
because
friends.
I guarantee you, like a little poor somebody,
funny.
they're in jail.
It's a
They're in
nervous
jail.
chuckle. I'm not
Like,
laughing
no,
at it. I'm not
Manny,
finding-
I think you know that.
I'm not finding humor in it.
You're not finding humor, but
It's just so disgusting.
it is very disgusting. It is very disgusting, and like that is this. It breaks my heart when somebody says like they stand for someone, they vote for someone, and they're like, oh, this person is a good person when they've committed rape or pedophilia, and I'm just like, I can't get past that. Like, there was a thing I was watching one side, and this person says, if you took money out of the equation, what are you most upset about? One person says, the money that you took out of the equation, right? So,
Because why else am I there?
why are you taking the money out, right? So it's just like people say, if you put aside the pedophilia, no, I can't.
Right.
Like, I can't. So rape, murder, pedophilia. And I think, so there's a difference, because murder is like when you intentionally kill someone, but there's times like it's different from when you accidentally kill someone, right? I think they're both harmful.
Well, you don't accidentally rape nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't accidentally
so
pedophile
you can
nobody.
take a life
Is that-
by an accident or something like that.
No.
But I think there's no accidental rape.
No.
There is no accidental pedophilia.
No.
Like a person, an adult looking at a child and finding them sexually appealing and doing things to them. Like, there's no accident to that. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm doing it
100%
for
intentional.
years, so
And
it's
it's
intentional.
self-serving.
Exactly.
'Cause they ain't doing it for nobody else.
Exactly. And so I don't know how we got there, but we got there.
You
but
know,
we were talking
Pope
about
Leo,
the
thank you so much for owning the church's role
Yes.
in
No,
legitimizing
absolutely.
slavery as the Bible to this day, they should probably edit that part out.
Okay, so here's the
They
thing.
edit so many
This
other
is
things
what
out.
I'll say. Again, folks twist the Bible to suit them, and there are certain things that happen.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
So
But
how
think
is that
about
twisted?
that
Can you-
time. Like, think about that. We don't have enough time to go into that.
Okay,
because
so another time off the record,
another
and you can
time
talk
off
about
the
it. Okay.
record,
All right,
because
all
you
right.
know, like, so folks are talking about. So okay, so there was a time when the Israelites were enslaved by Pharaoh, and when Christ came to save, when God was saving His people, when He was like, "Let my people go," and then He visited on the Egyptians all this plagues and all these things, and there were locusts and there was death of the firstborn and all of these things. So there was a lot of things that God did to get the Israelites out of enslavement. And then after they got out of it, they wandered. Moses parted the Red Sea and all that, and they did a lot of things. They wandered in the wilderness for a very long time. So people are looking at it like that. Why didn't God just say, well, they shouldn't have any slaves? Well, He got the people out of there. Now, I'm not supposed to know the mind of God, right? But in those times, there were certain things that were allowed. There were only certain ways for us to redeem our sins. After Christ came, this is my understanding, after Christ came and died on the cross and rose again on the third day, our sin was forgiven. So the way for us to get to heaven was through Christ, be through the Holy Ghost, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and we get reborn and we get born again. So if we are saying we're going back to the New Testament, the Old Testament, right, where all these things were accepted and all the things, and what the woman had to endure and all of that, we have to then go back to and do every single thing that we have to done in the Bible. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do 9 out of the 10th commandment, because then what's the difference with 1? You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to go back and says, oh, in the Old Testament there is slavery, in the Old Testament we should have slave. What are the other things that are in the Bible that we should be following? Because there's a whole lot of things that are in the Bible that we should be following. But Christ came so we don't have to follow all of that. And we just went on a whole tangent. And it's okay. We will talk about it offline. There's not enough time. But here's the thing, fellow believers in Christ, we know what it's wrong. We know that enslavement was wrong, right? So thank you, Pope Leo, for making the apology. It doesn't make up for the harm that's being caused and the harm that is currently still being caused, because there are folks that benefited from slavery that are still benefited from slavery. There's systemic things that are happening.
Like you and all your people that live in all them marble lace buildings over there in Rome, and all these churches around here with all little gold statues. We could break all that down and give it to reparations if we really seriously
Lord,
about that. No,
there's so many. There's been so no. It's not that you're going too far, but you know what?
I'm just saying there's a lot of
folks in power that are wrong will never admit that they're wrong.
You don't got to break down your wealth and distribute
sadly,
it.
they will not.
To show your apology.
Sadly, they will not.
I like to see apologies rather than
sadly, they will not. But here's the thing.
Seeing is believing in it.
When Christ came, He hung out with the gamblers and the prostitutes and the poor and the downtrodden and all of that.
My people.
Those were His people.
Those were people. But that's why I believe I'm more Christ-like than the Pope.
Wasn't rich billionaire.
Well, maybe not the Pope. That might have been a stretch. But a lot of people like the cardinals and all them people.
So here's the thing. So
the people that don't really hang around the regular
Catholic
people.
faith. So it's Catholic. So the Catholic
it's all
faith.
The same umbrella.
It is this. Well, it isn't.
It isn't. Listen, the Catholic faith. The Catholic faith is Daddy's faith, right?
Okay.
And then the Christian faith is the Son's faith.
All three.
It's just new. It's the New Age, right?
It's all three.
All right. So
it's all three. It's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Well, so then the Catholic Church has everything to do with Christianity, and what I just said was right.
It did. Manny's trying to get me into a religious debate.
We're not,
because we don't have time.
But
you know what? Like, my faith is very important to me, but I think it is different. But so it's similar in terms of at the head. There is only one. There's only God, right? Is at the head. The Catholic Church, I mean, you go through the Pope, you go through the Mary, you go through all the saints and all of that. I'd rather just go to God. That's what I'm
I'm all
saying.
about
I think that's the
eliminating the monkey in the
difference.
middle.
I,
No
I, I think
offense,
I
Jesus.
for me
Just
the biggest thing,
you
and
my brother. I'd
I
rather go to the Father.
I don't I don't want to disparage the Catholic faith because I do not know enough about it, but I
Yeah.
do know that there are different saints and different things and different things that they go through. The big thing with the Christian faith is like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, who the Father is actually the Son, wrapped himself in flesh and came to earth. Again, I'm not going into that debate with you, Manny.
There
I'm
ain't no
not.
debate to be had.
Okay, we're not going to go into that. So
Because for real,
so
like the fairy tale was a fairy tale
it's
enough
not a
on
fairy
its own.
tale.
We needed
It's
to
not a
add.
fairy tale.
Now all of a sudden we're
So again,
what did they call it?
if you
Reanimating,
if
self-animating.
not so, but here's the thing, Manny. But if it's someone's faith, who are we to judge?
I'm not judging.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm just
Okay.
a little
So
taken aback
so the folks
by the
that are
stories.
using Jesus
Mhm.
as a weapon
Mhm.
to justify the arm and the ill, they're not followers of Jesus. I do believe they're followers of Satan. And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to end
right.
it. So thank you, Pope. There's another thing.
Thank you, Pope. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
My boy
Pope.
Leo.
No, if others, I will say that. And literally the last thing I'll say about this, I do respect the fact that Pope Leo has been speaking up on things and really striving towards what faith is all about. Leave out Catholic, Jewish, Christianity.
I love that he grinds our government's gears.
So
I
he
love it.
is.
Thank you, Leo.
He's speaking up on things to talk that we have to love our neighbors. We cannot be weapons of war. We cannot use our power to kill and maim
How
others.
could you disagree with that?
So I can't.
I can't either.
So
I agree
thank
with it
you for
wholeheartedly.
using your
Thank you.
influence for good. All right. So there's another story that's on the agenda that I know that you would love to talk
I'd
about.
love to talk about
So let's have you talk about it.
You want me to introduce it?
Yes, I
think
have
you're
you.
so great at introducing these things. All right, so
go on.
another thing that's in the headlines lately, particularly in Central Mass and Worcester, is YWCA, Worcester Interfaith, are joining a lawsuit challenging school segregation in Massachusetts. The article can be found right now, right, in this week's Worcester Guardian. So go ahead over and check out that. I actually have it pulled up here, so I have a couple little notes here because I just wanted to make sure I got the two schools specifically that are being threatened to be closed. One being the Academic Center for Transition, Worcester Alternative School, and the New Citizen Center Secondary Program at the end of this school year, which is tragic. For a few reasons. First and foremost, I feel like this is a direct attack on poverty and people in peril that have no other choice or chance than to rely on the inner city public school system and structure, which guess how some of these kids got to those secondary programs? Not because they weren't able or capable of a traditional education, but because their traditional education failed them. And a big part of that failure, from my own personal experience in the school system, and it's not the only failure, but it is a big part of it, is the No Child Left Behind Act. And you have all these kids basically being corralled into one blanket education. I don't know the correct terminology to use, but
educational ecosystem,
if you will, right? When you have just in everyday life, right? And common sense tells you that everybody moves differently at a different pace, at different abilities of contributions. You know, some people can cook while some people can clean. You know, the one who may cook better may not be cleaning so well, and vice versa. But yet everybody comes together and they make this grand magic melting pot of abilities. But still, nonetheless, everybody moves in their own way. In the No Child Left Behind thing, you get a whole bunch of kids where the only thing, I mean, so a whole bunch of kids who are actually being left behind on throughout the spectrum, not just on the kids that we were intentionally trying not to leave behind, like our children with learning disabilities, maybe mental health issues, or even different standards of background or finances. But now you have kids with traditional or normal abilities falling behind because we're trying to keep those kids who have disabilities or other areas of abilities catching up. You're kind of having the reverse effect of what you intended to begin with. Because not only are you losing the kids that need that specialized education approach because they no longer have the specialized education approach, but you're now losing the kids who are too advanced to be learning at the slow pace of the kids that you're trying to keep up with the rest of the class. So at the end of the day, this creates a landscape and a culture and an environment where more kids than necessary are needing secondary alternative schools. And alternative schools mainly were for kids who couldn't function behaviorally mostly in traditional schools. Sure, there were the kids who also had developmental or educational developmental delays and things like that. But when you think about an alternative school, you think of like the last resort for where when a kid isn't successful in every other avenue in traditional education, including special education in a traditional school, they end up going there. And a lot of times too are sent there through the juvenile court system as well. And I feel like it's kind of like that last chance high before really being catapulted into the school to prison pipeline. So taking those away, where do the kids go from failing or opting or not being able to achieve out of everything that is traditional school? What is that buffer between that and reality, which 9 times out of 10, especially for inner school black and brown kids, is jail, gangs, or something of a negative light?
No, absolutely. I mean,
it's very scary.
There's 2 headlines which you touched on, and I know that as you and I often do, we often started one. We started with Pope, and then we went to religion and things like that. The first one was the YWCA, joining this lawsuit against the state of Massachusetts for the segregated school, because you have seen, and as an educator, you see this, that more money is funneled into neighborhoods that are less populated by black and brown individuals towards a certain demographic, and you've seen the schools that black and brown individuals have access to have less resources, as well as funding, things like that. So they're not challenged. So, and then if they're even learn a little bit differently, then they get to an alternative school. Then they're in this alternative school where they're already in this public school system. They're getting less resources. Now the alternative school where they were told, okay, we're going to go to this because that's where they belong. Now we close this. What's next for them?
Not to mention, traditional schools are already overpopulated.
They're overpopulated.
To close those schools, now you got to take that population and put it back into an already overly populated system
that is underfunded, because teachers do not get paid well.
Not at all.
Not
even a little bit.
Ooh, like educators pay the educators.
Listen.
Pay them.
And on top of it all, you have the administration, the current administration, not just saying, but actually writing in black and white, it is now law, that teachers and other educational professions are no longer considered professional, meaning you can no longer get government subsidized loans for those professions.
I think
because every profession requires a teacher. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Or am I just crazy?
Here's the thing, though. I think every single thing, I swear, I feel like every bad thing can be connected back to this current administration, right? Because when we think about like the Department of Education is how crucial and how important it is. There was already challenges. You know, you talked about the No Child Left Behind. We talked about kids that are learn a little differently, kids that are on the spectrum, kids that have mental health challenges, kids that are currently unhoused that are going to school. Like all these things that these kids have to deal with, and it's already a struggle. We already have kids that are graduating from school, like their reading level is not great. They're not that literate, right? And then to take away the
Most adults
funding,
read at a 6th grade level in America.
like, and for me, which
Isn't that
breaks
crazy?
my heart because
Wild.
I love to read, right?
I don't.
And things like
I'm probably one of those 6th grade levels, but that's not funny. It is what it is.
it's not funny. So the school system is already failing these kids, and you know, and especially marginalized communities, right? And then you know, we have a Department of Education who is now saying that, oh, it's not professional. So first of all, you're not paying me. I'm already using the little money that you're giving me to subsidize things for my classroom.
And now you won't even subsidize me to get a further education.
And now you're telling me that like it's not professional. So I mean, yes, I might be a teacher teaching, making $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like, but out of my class.
Maybe after like 10 or 20 years.
Out of my class, Manny, you have rocket scientists and astronauts and physicists and financial wizards and all of these things. Hello.
Because of teachers.
The education system feeds the economy. So I don't understand why we don't pay them and why we take our resources and now we're like worried about a title. We're not going to call them
why?
professional. All right, tell me why.
Patriarchy.
Okay. Well, I mean, white supremacy, but white supremacy.
You want to know what white supremacy is?
Patriarchy.
So women, seriously,
I know.
educators, teachers, nurses, and a lot of our real public servants that actually have the boots to the ground burden to bear in our communities and society are usually who? Go ahead, you can say it. It's yours. Go ahead.
I mean, the same demographic that are.
The demographic, yes, but also women.
So it's.
They're women. And so why are we giving credence and legitimization to women? Who does that? Right? Wild. This is what they're telling us right now by telling us that teachers are not professional. Like, come on.
Okay,
man.
so
It's
first
wild.
of all,
Are we gonna sign a rap back there?
most of us would not be who we are without the teachers that are in our lives, the teachers that saw something in us, the
None of
teachers
us.
that encourage us.
None of us.
You know, and I'll say most of us because some of them really need to go back
None
to
of
school.
us, because our first teachers were our mothers.
Yeah.
Our mothers who taught us to eat. Our mothers who taught us to speak. Our mothers who taught us to do anything we could to even have the ability to go to school to learn even more.
Teachers rule.
All of us.
Teachers rule. I'm sorry.
We would be
Pay them.
nothing without our teachers, without the
Pay our
women in our
teachers.
lives. And God bless, thank you. And I'm an educator myself. The men out there who also
Thank you
do
to
those
all the teachers.
amazing. But
Thank
across
you.
the board, yeah. Let's again. I'm tired of hearing things. Let's see things. I don't want to hear your apologies. I want to see your apology in the form of reparations. I don't want to hear your things. I want to see your things, and not you personally, but in the form of, can I just get a livable wage, please? Let me be real. Let me be real transparent because I ain't gonna have this job that much longer anyway. I make $350 a week at my job as an educator. $350 a week, and I think I've said this on another show. And if I've said it here on the last show, I apologize, but it's an important point to make. That's $700 every 2 weeks. That equals $1,400 a month. Can you find an apartment in Worcester for $1,400 a month?
No.
A. B. Can you find an apartment in Worcester for not only $1,400 a month, but that includes utilities and food and gas and car insurance and everything else that I need to pay? You have children, correct?
I do.
Could you imagine being 40 hours a week with children and then go and expect to work a second job just to make those extra ends, including a little bit of rent that your first job didn't cover?
And that's what our teachers
and
are doing.
This is how we're teaching our educators.
And this is what our teachers are doing. So we got to value our educators. We got to make sure that, you know, we're taking care of them. And, you know, as an educator, educator. I'm hoping that, it changes. I mean,
Which, by the way,
we
I
are
love what I
waiting.
do.
I know you
The
do.
money doesn't mean nothing. I'm
You care
blessed.
about those kids so much.
That's right. I
Like,
love it
yes,
with all my heart. So I'm blessed. So
yes,
I have an
yes.
external income that it double triples takes
Okay.
over. I don't need the money that I get at the job. I do it because I love it. So I bring up the money only because not many people are willing to be transparent with their own personal finances, but to let you guys be aware of just how dire the need is for our educators and our teachers to earn a
Livable wage.
wage.
Like, we're not even trying to go on yachts here.
Yep.
They're just trying to pay their bills. That's it. Well, thank you
I
so
mean,
much.
who said I ain't trying to go
I'm
on a
like,
yacht?
let's pay them, and then we go on the yachts. All right. But it is time for, what time is it, Manny?
Is it time for
Lollipop. I don't know.
Did you like that theme song?
I did.
I came
Let's
in on the spot.
Let's do it. Let's do it again. What time is it, Manny? All right.
Can we use it?
Take it away. Hey, I mean, hey.
Lollipop, because we weren't in enough politics.
Like,
already.
Lord, because that's what I'm saying. It touches everything. But it's
I'm gonna try to be light today. I'm gonna start off real heavy, actually, and then I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Give me 1 second.
All right.
So in New Jersey, there has been. I'm just trying to find the name of the detention center that is being Delaney Hall, ICE facility in New Jersey. There's been escalating violence reported amongst a strike from the detainees. So they're practicing a hunger strike because of so many crazy things that are going on there. Rape of children, maggots in food, unsanitary, disgusting, really volatile conditions. Volatile conditions. We have senators and congressmen trying to gain access who are being denied access.
Yeah.
And it is being very much referred to and viewed as a concentration camp, or at least a slippery slope on our way towards what is quite potentially, possibly the future of America, and especially with people that the government views as enemies or
Black, brown, poor.
Yeah, I mean,
women,
people that they don't want to deal with, teachers. It's not funny, but it's not. We gotta make light.
Go on. No, absolutely, yes.
So
I think it's
wanted to bring attention to this. It is in the national news, although it's it's very glossed over. They don't really want to pay too much attention to it. But the point is, it's not happening to you until it's happening to you. Did you ever think in your life of lives of living in America, right, in post-World War II America and the world, that we would ever be talking about, even joking about concentration camps in America?
2026, like,
what?
Wild.
What are we even talking about? And the fact that humans are being abused, tortured, impregnated as children in these government run,
not impregnated, raped. I get it. I know. I'm just messing with you.
In these government run facilities, in these government operated facilities, and we're okay with it. We're allowing it. We're not doing anything about it. And when I say we, obviously not you and me, but collective we as our government, society, and what is Congress? What are the people we put in to go fight for us, to go stand up for us, to go make sure we are safe? We're paying them every day by paying our taxes.
Well,
what are they doing?
All I'll say is this. Y'all who call yourself Christians, what are you going to say to God? Then you're allowing this to happen.
And it be our Christian nationalists.
We are turning a blind eye. And, it's... When I read 1984, was it in high school? But I thought that book was ridiculous.
Yep.
I literally thought it was ridiculous.
There's no way.
No way. We are living in it. Headlines are being written so that the victims are the ones that folks hate. in, you know, like we're seeing things with our eyes and we're told what we not to believe what we see. That is a literal line from the book where, you know, you're told not to believe the things that you're seeing. So I know that it's polypop, so it's supposed to
Yep.
be a pop, but you know, I think that we have to get out and vote, right? Because we know who controls the Senate and the House right now. We have to get out and vote. If your vote wasn't important, they wouldn't go after it
Right.
this much. So we've got to go. We got to go out and vote. That's all I'll
Right.
say, and I'll let you get on to your next topic.
All right. Yeah. For sake of time, we're just gonna move right on. There's plenty more that we could talk about there, and I encourage you guys to, you know, continue those conversations with your loved ones, family, and friends at home, because it's those conversations that will start breeding a community mentality around it, and hopefully sooner than later put an end to all this madness. Speaking of madness, this is really gonna be a pop. We're gonna move on from this.
We're
one
gonna
really
like. I'm
quick.
not gonna touch that one, but go on. Go
All
on.
right. So for the 250th anniversary of our great, magnificent, beautiful country that is the United States of America, 1776. You know, we signed the Declaration of Independence. So 2026 would be
My
the
people weren't free.
250th anniversary.
I did say I'm not gonna say anything. Sorry.
Nah, you 100% right. Please feel free to chirp in all over this anytime you'd like, because you are 100% right.
Go
So
on.
in honor of the 250th birthday anniversary, Trump's I said his
You
name.
said the name.
But that will anyway,
All right,
that
fine.
man's
The man in the White House.
fondlers who want to keep their jobs and their good graces in his I don't even know what to call it, regime, are this close to approving a $250 bill with that man's face on it. Now, lucky for me, I'm poor enough that you ain't never gonna catch a
That's almost your whole
$250 bill.
paycheck. Right?
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I would only have a who was on that? See, I don't even carry enough hundreds to know
Oh
who's on
my
that one.
God.
Who's on that one? Benjamin Franklin, I think, right? Franklin is 100, so I'd have a Franklin and a him. That's all I would have in my wallet. So whatever, it's cool. We don't need it. But with that being said, there's that. There's the Trump Arch, the Trump Ballroom, the Trump Kennedy Center. When are we gonna stop this man from putting his name all over everything?
Well, the good news is today on
and
the
God
news.
forbid his face.
No. The good news is
Gross.
on that. Like the only thing is, the judge blocked it and called it illegal.
Word.
So the T Kennedy
How rude is that?
center, like the Kennedy,
Like, could you
know,
imagine?
So
like,
it's supposed to.
Let's say you are like one of the most like prolific,
He's
heroic,
a president.
even
Yeah.
civil rights leaders of our day. Could you even imagine putting the Suzanne and Martin Luther King memorial? Could you even imagine?
Do you want him to kick? No,
That's
like
crazy
the
talk.
ego on that, like just the ego. It is. You know what? It's insane.
The
All I-
Manny and Roberto Clemente field has a nice ring to it, though.
Manny, we're gonna rate it back in. No, like
Yeah.
all these things, but you know what though? It's kind of like when you realize that you can't stand on your own merit because nothing you do is as valuable what these other individuals do.
Sure ain't warranted no arch, I'll tell you that.
You know that,
Especially
like
no racist arch.
nothing you have done warrants, you know, the love and devotion and, you know, human sacrifice or anything you have done. You're gonna try to just ride on other people's coattails and do that. So I'm glad that the judge blocked it. I know that there's gonna be more, but as far as I am concerned, let's hope that's the end of it. But listen, I mean, we're not gonna go off on this,
No,
but I do
we're
gotta say
bringing it local
we're gonna
right
bring
now.
it back. But
We're gonna bring it
when
local right now.
Christopher Columbus discovered America, weren't
Don't.
people already living here?
Stop.
Like so.
I don't want to hear it.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
like-
discover your
When
car.
you say that name,
See?
it's like me
See?
saying that other name.
See, I'm gonna
both-
go discover your car in the parking lot right now, Manny.
Yeah?
So
I hope you
what I'm
discover the
saying-
payment too.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: I am truly not surprised because Native Americans were here when Christopher came, and
Yeah.
anyway, moving on.
Christopher King. Was that a Freudian slip, or did you mean to do that?
No, I said when he came.
Oh,
when
came. I thought
Whoa.
you said Christopher King.
No, I
was
will
like,
not.
wait a minute.
No, I did not.
Was
I
that
will
a
not.
transition?
I shan't. I shan't say that. I shan't.
All right. So bringing it local, I would like to
Okay.
say, did you know that Worcester does do similar to the United States with their State of the Union address? We have one
I've
here
attended.
called the State of the City.
I know.
And it is given at City Hall by, was it at City Hall last year? Or was that at Worcester State? I don't know.
I don't know where it was last year. The year before, I did go at a Brickbox Theater.
Brickbox Theater.
The Brickbox Theater and the JMac. Just say the JMac. Okay. I'll just say the JMac. Yeah, it was there. I went to that one, but I didn't go to last year's. It is, yes.
And it's going to be June 17th at 6 p.m. And I wonder what is going to be said. As a matter of fact, I don't. I'm pretty sure I know what is going to be said, and that is the state of our city is amazing. It's unmatched. We have so much.
Will you be covering it?
Amazing. Good question. That's not a no. That's a good question. I haven't decided yet. Okay. That's another show for us to discuss on why. But
okay.
You know, we have a lot of developments happening. There's a lot being built. There's new businesses coming in here. There's development after development after development after housing complex after housing complex being built. You know, Great Brook Valley is getting the Curtis Apartment's getting a whole new facelift and redone. And did you hear that they're even trying to make it mixed income over there? Which, I mean, good luck with that, but that's what they're trying to do. I never thought I would live to see the day. Paul, tell me if you disagree with me when they gentrified the valley, but here we are. With that being said, you know, the Worcester Regional Research Bureau has just released a new report called Raising Housing, Understanding the Affordable Housing Crisis in Worcester. And also, This Week in Worcester has a great article that explains a lot about the housing crisis that is in Worcester. And when I think of the state of our city, that's what I think about.
Okay.
Housing and the housing crisis. And since 2008, since the initial housing crash, you know, the big mortgage crash and all that.
Yeah.
The housing market has only gone inflated over and over and over, regardless of who came in office, right? The second after Obama left us with a surplus and got a lot of us out of the, you know, bailed out the banks so that we were able to recover from that initial crash. Then we get, you know, the Great Destructor come in and dismantle all that. And then, you know, we gave it back to the Democrats for 4 years who, you know, honestly, the housing market didn't recover much better. And now it's as bad as, if not worse than it's ever been. And particularly in the city of Worcester, one thing that that really got me grinding my gears a little bit is, I lost my note. This idea of the area median income, which Worcester really likes to boast and brag and base its pricing off of 60% number. Now, 60% is quite wild considering, and now what that means is the median income for everybody who lives in the city in Worcester County, really, in the city of Worcester and surrounding areas, right? So how much you make, how much I make, how much Sarah in Shrewsbury makes. They come up with the average, right? And then they say this is the area median income. 60% of that is what they charge housing. Meanwhile, the average person living in Worcester makes about 30% the area median income, right? In order to afford basic housing, let's say basic 2-bedroom in Worcester, you need to make between $40,000 to $60,000 a year in Worcester.
Yeah.
And the average person in Worcester is making, I think it's $75,000 to $80,000, or $65,000 to $80,000, and the average person is making $40,000 to $60,000 a year. Okay, so you need to have $65,000 to $80,000 a year to afford
to live here.
But the average
person
income is $40,000 to $60,000 a year. How does that make sense? And how is that really good for the state of the community. And I think that's where we get our
Well, I guess
words twisted.
we are
State of
looking
the city
forward
versus
to
state
hear.
of the community, two completely different
Well,
things.
I think, you know, and one of the things, and I know that we're wrapping up Polypop because we're going to dive into Spill the Tea in a second, you know, and I was looking at, you know, what you were saying, right? How they gather, like, the median income, or, you know, you get an average of something, right? It just means there's a lot of people who make good money in Worcester, right? Let's say, for instance, if you are making 350,000 and I'm making 50,000, and we add it, right? That's 400,000. If you divide it by 2, you can say the average wage between us is 200,000. Now I'm nowhere close to 200,000, but when you have enough wealthy folks making it and then compare it to the ones that are making less, like, it's just that it's really, really inflated, because compared to me at 50, you at 350, that is a whole lot. So then you're like, oh, it's good. But it's not, because I'm still so far away. It just means you're making too much,
right?
And I'm making too little.
And it's good.
There's too many people that are making too much, and too many folks that are making too little.
Right.
So
and it's good for future potential. But what does it do for guaranteed, loyal, staples? Right? People who have been here their entire lives, who are now being priced out, can't afford to live here, and have to go elsewhere.
I've seen that. Sadly, I've seen that.
What does that truly say about the actual state of our city? And also, one last thing I'd like to say about the state of our city is that a couple of our city councilors had to release a statement about violent attacks and so on and so forth happening in and around City Hall. Well, why don't we do something about that? Meaning, why don't we do something to actually help our community feel more at ease, feel more at peace, feel less angst and anxiety ridden, and wanting to be on the verge of something crazy. Also, our homeless population, our unhoused population has skyrocketed tremendously. Our drug afflicted, our ill, our very vulnerable population of people who, for one reason or another, have substance abuse afflictions. We just closed CHL. What are we doing for our people? I could care less about your ugly little Lego-looking block buildings. Anyway, moving on.
So, I mean, I think, we're going to attend the state of the city, and B, I think that we have to do, I think, town halls where we can ask these folks, like, what are we doing about certain
I don't know.
things?
I think we need to stop asking questions and start demanding.
Well, we can certainly demand.
We're out of time. There's no more time for questions.
Okay.
We're out of time.
Well, thank you so much. And you are out of time.
Right. Look at that. That worked perfectly.
You did that.
Roll on.
Like, you did that. So now it's time for, I don't have a little theme song, but it's all right. I'm just going to spill the tea. Like, hello, I'm going to spill the tea. Like, so thank you for Polypop. My segment, which is Spill the Tea. So I'm actually going to recap the Michael movie, because the last show I mentioned that I'm going to go see the Michael movie. Loved it. I was a Michael Jackson fan from way back. I wore my gloves. I didn't get my sparkly gloves in time, but it's okay. Went with a couple, friends. We did the big theater, the one with the relaxing seat, and we had our popcorn and things like that.
Okay. Listen, you have the recliner.
From now on, that's the only way.
Well, I mean, why? It's only like $4 more.
Yes, this
really
is the only way I will watch movie. Yes. I will recline. Yes. I will have leg room. I will put my feet up.
And you got width room.
Thank you, Jesus.
You could sit there with your legs spread if you wanted to.
Yes, I sat down. I elongated my legs, and
they don't hit the chair in front of you, so you don't have to worry about nobody's feet on the back of your.
I had for all fabulous, all the inches of my body was well relaxed, and I had.
So now you know how I feel when I go to the movies. Welcome to my world.
I had my
I'm glad you
drink, I had
enjoyed.
my popcorn, I had my candy. I
Yes.
had it all, darling. I had a
Yes.
ball. And just Michael was outstanding, just
Yeah.
reminded me of his brilliance, of his artistry, like his music. His
Yeah.
nephew Jafar did a phenomenal
Yeah.
job.
Did you enjoy his
Um,
performance?
I did.
How was the resemblance?
I did.
And
Oh,
throughout the
uncanny.
movie?
I
Because I
thought
mean,
it
I've
was a.
seen
I thought it
the
was.
commercials and stuff, and
It was. It was. I'm not gonna lie. I came around. Left thinking it was Michael.
yeah.
It was that good.
And this was all pre-Bad Michael, right?
I mean,
This wasn't not bad. I don't mean behavior. I mean
Bad
album
the movie. Yeah. So like, it started like his
not White Michael.
his girl.
I'm just saying.
All right, Black Mike, but it's okay. I'm gonna give you that one.
I wasn't even. I'm one of the biggest Michael fans you'll know, and that's why you'll never catch me watching that movie because I'm so emotional about his passing that I can't.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It just talked like his
It'll make me cry. I
childhood,
can't do
like
it.
when he was so young and he was like growing up. His father
And
was
abused.
tough. His father was tough. His love for animals. When he did the Pepsi commercial and he got the bird. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. It just reminded me of his talent. They showed when he invented the moonwalk that night at the 25th anniversary of Motown and all that. Like, as a Michael fan, like, I left out of there blasting Michael music. I've been listening to Michael like since then.
Excellent.
I think it's absolutely worth it. Did I discover anything new? Not necessarily. It just reminded me of a couple things. It just really truly reminded me of his brilliance, of his artistry, of just the talent that this young man had.
There wasn't too much heaviness in that movie.
There
right?
was
It was
not
more
really-
of like
There was.
a light
It was
journey
light.
through his
It was
music
light.
career. I mean, there was a little bit about his rough childhood,
Was
but
his
outside
dad,
of
and that's
that,
the thing. It
and
was the
he's
only
gone through
heaviness.
so many horrible things in his life.
Yeah,
it
no.
could be a very heavy movie, but
No,
it wasn't
could
that. It was
be.
more
No,
enjoyable experience.
It was about the experience with his dad. I think
Okay.
that was the heaviest. I mean, he wanted to slap the father
Yeah.
a couple of times, but you cheered for him when he
Low-key,
broke
sometimes
away.
we want to smack that mother. Like, how you stay with that man after everything he put you through?
Lord Manny, like I swear,
Patriarchy. That's
Manny.
how. We know the answer.
First of all, Manny. So again, I'm a woman,
But anywho.
and I'm not right for my sisters. I think I don't understand the mindset, but there are women that genuinely cannot leave. And I think that's a whole different psychological question that I don't. So it's kind of like when women get abused and they're like, why didn't they leave? It's not as easy as you think.
I mean, no, I don't think. Honestly,
it's not.
I do
So,
think that
There
a
are
lot of times
deeper
they think
issues
they
at play.
they have the ability to make it better,
They do
or they
feel
think if
that
they leave they
do
can make
feel
it
that,
worse.
and
I mean,
then
I know there's those.
or they think they
things,
deserve
but-
it. So
well, not in that case. You putting your kids in that position is crazy.
Okay, so
insanity.
all right, so I don't have a lot of time on this,
I know.
but yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
one day we'll
We can
talk.
go down
Well,
that rabbit
well,
hole.
we
don't need to.
cannot go down that rabbit hole today, but yeah. So all right, and then so the other thing I wanted to talk about because it's been on the national news. So Lupita Nyong'o,
Yes.
who's casting as Helena Troy in Christopher Nolan's Odyssey,
Blasphemous.
and
Absolutely disgusting.
like even
How dare you?
like that
Her
guy
skin
that
is way
that
too
guy that
dark. I don't know if you know, but there ain't no black people in Troy.
Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, that guy that designed that ugly trash can that folks are driving around, I know I just lost a fan or two. I'm not a fan of the Tesla Cybertruck. It makes no sense to me, but it's fine. Even he was weighing in. Okay, can we just say that it is a mythical movie? It's not a real movie.
Fiction.
Like it's like okay, these people don't
fiction.
exist.
Wait.
It is made up.
And in the fiction,
In the made up movie,
there were no pictures.
She was hatched from a shell. Like she was. It's like it was like the same when they had the Little Mermaid. And okay, not real.
Is that why you brought this up? No, right?
Like-
do you want to talk about
The Little Mermaid.
No. I didn't know if there was.
I brought it out because I brought up that. Like, I just brought up how it's making national news. The fact that Lupita Nyong'o, who's quite stunning, by the way,
Gorgeous.
was cast as Helena
Beautiful
Troy.
natural
And
features.
people-
No lip fillers. No tanning beds. No spray tans. no weave. Not that there's anything wrong with weave, but no extensions and all that other stuff that the original Helena Troy in the movie Troy had to put.
Absolutely,
right? Remember all that stuff that they had to
I didn't watch
doll
Troy.
her up with?
I did not watch Troy. It was just too long. But I didn't watch it. But now I'm gonna watch the Odyssey just because they're like going nuts over this, like a mythical creature like that doesn't exist. It's the same they did when they did the Little Mermaid and they casted Halle Bailey, and they're like, oh my God, again, the Little Mermaid is not real. Helena Troy is not real. It's okay that she's black because again, it's not based on an actual character. And I'm going to say this, but Manny, you cannot say a thing if, and I heard this was one of the best lines I saw on TV. If we can say Jesus from that time is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man, and this is the image, and that we are using as Jesus for as long as I've been alive, why can't Helena Troy be black? No, Manny, we don't have time, so we're gonna. I'm just saying, if Jesus can be blonde, is it blonde or dark? I don't even know. I can't even remember the picture because I don't have any. And blue eyes. Yes, brunette. Yes. I know, you're biting your tongue. Do not say a word. No. This was the best response. If we were forced to deal with this man from that part and that time being that color, we can certainly deal with Lupita Nyong'o being the Black Helena Troy in a fictional movie.
And how many people knew who the hell Helena Troy even was before this came out?
They didn't. I promise you, they didn't read the book. They didn't read the book because we already discussed that people don't read.
The only ones who possibly knew were the ones who watched that boring movie, Troy.
I did not watch Troy, but even then, Troy was again. I didn't watch it. I mean, Brad Pitt was in it. I thought about it for a minute, but then I was just
But a lot of people did not know even the name. Never mind. Care what race she was being portrayed.
First of all, again, she was hatched. She was hatched. So again, not a real person. I remember there was an episode of Megyn Kelly was she was freaking out when the Little Mermaid, and she was like, Santa is okay. I'm done. All right, so I'm done with that one.
Okay.
Just want to highlight a couple movies that are coming out for June that you should pay attention to. I'm not saying these are the movies I'm gonna go see, but there's a couple movies. Scary Movie 6.
Ooh, I'm looking for that one. I can't wait for that one. That one's long overdue.
I have a feeling.
My man with the little hands making a comeback.
Oh my God, I think that is so gross. I think the worst thing he ever did was when he put his hand in that potato salad.
One of my favorite movies.
Scary
Movie 2. Best.
I couldn't eat potato salad for a while after that.
I would say Scary Movie 2 is probably my best comedy.
Okay.
What is a spoof? Is it what they call it?
Yes, a spoof. It's a comedy spoof.
It's my favorite one
of
any ever made.
Okay, so they're going to do that. So Scary Movie 6, they have Disclosure Day from Steven Spielberg. Masters of the Universe.
I can't wait. Did you see the popcorn button kid for Masters of the Universe? It's the whole Castle Grayskull, and one of the spires is the drink, and then the drawbridge opens for the popcorn.
I take it you're gonna see that.
I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan.
Clearly,
one of my first movies. I can remember being in my crib.
Okay.
I was born in 1984.
I was
watching this movie. No, it's one of my earliest memories.
Okay.
Yes, I can't wait to go. And Dolph Lundgren, he was such a horrible actor, but I loved that movie.
Okay, so Masters of the Universe, Manny will be there.
Yes, I'll be there. Come with me.
Yes, all right. Toy Story 5. Okay, first of all, I'm
not a Toy Story fan.
I loved the first one. 5? The second one, I think 4 was stretching it Lord. It was
I think Andy got grandbabies now. I'm sorry.
I can't. Wasn't she Little Bo Peep?
I don't know. No, I'm talking about the guy who, the kid that owned William.
Andy.
Yeah, I think he got grandbabies.
I don't know. I can't. I did try to watch Toy Story 4. I think I was flying somewhere and I watched it. It was really tough to watch. And it's sad because it's kind of it's past its prime.
Way past its prime. But they're going to milk it for all it's worth.
Tim and Tom, I love them. I love me some Buzz and some Woody. But I think, I don't know. I mean, I might wait till it comes on streamer and maybe.
But I mean, listen, we have
do your thing.
the Fast and the Furious.
Do your thing.
Right?
No, I'm just looking at June. We're only talking about June.
No. I'm just saying we have more than 5 films.
Okay, first of all.
We have a lot of Harry Potter.
All right, so
classics.
Fast and the Furious, I don't care if they go to 50.
I don't know. Listen, I
I
will say
like
this:
it.
Michelle Rodriguez, she's still bad. After
Listen,
all these
I
years,
will
Paul, tell
watch.
me I'm lying.
I will
Yeah,
watch.
boy.
I will watch. Do not let that poor man sleep on the couch.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry, my bad.
Do not
My
let
bad.
that
No,
man
you
sleep on
don't
the
let him. It was
couch.
me. I did. I was a messed up one. I'm sorry.
Okay. Don't let that happen. I thought you liked him.
I love him. Sorry, Paul. My bad.
That's fine. I mean, I do watch the Fast and the Furious, so like Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa because of
Yep.
their acting skills.
Sure.
So
Just like I watched Michelle Rodriguez because of hers.
So the only female actor I'm allowed to go over is Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, that's a good one. That's a great hall pass there, my friend. Can I say it?
no.
All right.
All
I
right.
can't
So
say
Toy
it.
Story 5 and Supergirl. I actually want to see Supergirl.
I want
So,
to see Supergirl
I do
too.
want to see Supergirl. So those are the ones that
Because
are coming
Superman
out for
was
June.
dope. I love Superdog.
Yes. Okay.
His name's Crypto. It's not Superdog.
Crypto,
but I love
yes.
Crypto.
Okay, all right. So,
You know,
all right, so cool.
Great character.
Those are just some of the movies that I highlighted
Parts,
for
yeah.
June. So go check out a movie. I know on Tuesdays the kids are out of school. On Tuesdays movies are cheaper. A couple of things. Season finales are coming up on your favorite shows. Get caught up on them. Some of your shows are canceled. Some new ones are coming out. So there's some really great shows. Like so, if you watch Yellowstone with Kevin Costner, the Bodyguard, that's who I'm talking about. They just had 2 spinoff, Dutton Ranch and Marshall's. So I have those saved to watch. Last thing I'm going to talk about are book releases. I am so excited. There's a couple of books. You know, I'm a reader. And so there's a couple book releases, and I'm actually very excited because I'm going to go get to see the authors read and they're going to autograph a copy. I'm going to go to Lovestruck Bookstore in Boston. So Christina Forrest, The Summer Boyfriend, Tia Williams, The Misconnection, and then Kennedy Ryan Score. Those are my 3 favorite books that are coming out. And that is it for
Wait. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I wanted to add something to your little thing.
For my spill the tea,
of
or is it
something
out
that's
and
coming
about? Okay, no,
Oh,
we
that's
let
out and
that.
about.
So
Are we
we're
not
just
out
gonna
and about yet?
like no, we're just
My bad. Sorry. Go ahead.
We're just wrapping up spill
Sorry.
the tea,
Go
and
ahead.
now we're moving on to out and about. And out and about is just what's happening out here in Worcester.
So
So
sorry.
I had a no. You're fine. I mean, you can speak first. I have 2 things that I wanted to highlight that are coming up.
You start.
So out and about, what's happened in the local scene. I don't know what's happening this weekend. I did try to search for a couple of things. I didn't see much, but I do want to highlight on June 6th, Saturday, June 6th from 12 to 6, World of Food. Shout out to my girl, Harlan Castillo. Just great job. Phenomenal. Just the way she was able to bring this. And it is Saturday, June 6th at M Park from 12 to 6. And then shout out to my girl, Doreen Crawley on June 6th. She's doing Reggae Jam. It's $20 at Nemesco, and it's going to be DJ Cool Chris. It's going to be a really, really great time. I'm a little bummed because it's my daughter's recital at the same time, so I'm going to have to miss it, but it's $20. It's absolutely worth it. I'm going to try and sneak in somehow. I'm going to figure that part out. But those are the 2 things that are happening in the next week or so.
Excellent.
All right. So
All right.
tell me 2 things that are happening.
So, hold on. Oh my God, I lost it. So the one thing that's happening this Sunday, next Sunday, June 7th. Sorry. Yeah. There's not much happening this weekend, actually.
No, I'm trying to think.
think
It's
people just
because
taking them
Memorial Day, like how it happened early,
Yeah.
so it kind of skewered everything. So it's
Yeah.
like this weekend is like that weekend after Christmas. You're like, what do you do?
Right. Yeah.
So-
I think people are just resting and relaxing. Maybe go
All
to
right.
the beach this weekend. Do something nice. For
All right,
yourself. Like,
awesome. So what do you have to share?
But June 7th, Sunday, June 7th, at the Village, for the Village Worcester, they are hosting a Groove and Give a Single fundraiser, Singo, Singo, and it is going to be held at the Carpenters Union Hall, 29 Endicott Street from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And tickets are $30. They include 1 bingo card for each round. There are additional cards available for purchase, light refreshments, raffles. These are all included in the $30
Yeah.
ticket, and a chance to win amazing prizes. All funds generated from the ticket sales will go to support the planning of the 2026 Juneteenth Festival, which is scheduled this year for June 20th
All right.
at Institute Park in
Institute
Worcester.
Park.
And also, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow is going to be the Blackstone Canal Bike Path cleanup in Worcester.
Is it? Okay.
That's going to be hosted by Mr. Munchie. Shout out to
Okay.
our friend Mr.
All right.
Munchies and Cruise Contracting.
All right, awesome. So no, thank you for that. Like one last thing. So the pride flag is going to be raised at the YWCA. 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Not Wednesday, on Monday. Monday, June 1st at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
The pride flag is going to be raised at the YWCA on Salem Street. And that is it for Out and About. Send us your info. If you have an upcoming event, send it to us. We'll certainly try to get to it. Yeah, and we are just about done. So thank you.
Yeah, I think I got everything.
All right, you got it. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
yes, we're good.
oh, no. You talked about the village. Let's shout out the village. They shared that they got a grant
How
to pay
great
off
is
the
that?
mortgage.
Congratulations,
Yes,
mortgage
yes.
paid.
Listen, congrats. Yes,
Continue
yes,
to support
yes,
the village.
yes,
Get down
yes.
there. That is Worcester's. Hold on. The village, Worcester's Cultural Learning, Healing, and Cultural Center. Afrocentric Learning, Healing, and Cultural Center. Excuse me, I knew I was forgetting
It's
things.
okay.
It's been so long since I've done this spiel. But please, the Village Worcester, 4 King Street. Make sure that you go and you support. They own the property, well, the building now. The mortgage is paid off, which means all proceeds will go to future programming for our community, for our kids, for our families. One great program I want to let you guys know about, like that we're going to be doing, is the Whale Watch at the end of June, which is so dope. They got like 5 buses going out.
I know. That it just gets bigger and better every year.
There's things like that where they get people out of the city, getting to do things that you don't normally do, coming together as a community and just sharing time and community, and get involved with the Worcester Village.
Awesome.
I implore you.
So thank you all for joining. We appreciate it. The show is every 2 weeks at this time. Yes, I know. Like a whole week. It is a long time, but there's so much going on.
But it does go by so fast.
It does go by pretty fast. So we are currently looking for sponsors. So if you are interested in getting your logo on the show and getting highlighted and called out, let us know. As you know, the show is brought to you by me, Positively Suzanne, Manny J Media, and Paul Anderson, our executive producer. We appreciate you tuning in.
And viewers like you. No.
Yes. Like, subscribe, share. If you know somebody who has some money, we know some people who.
And we know some people. We know you're watching. So come on, get up off the focus, guys.
Let's talk. Let's talk sponsorship. We would certainly like to continue the show. We would certainly like to move to a weekly format, but for at least from now until the end of summer, it will be a bi-weekly show. I think the next show is on the 12th.
The 12th of June.
The 12th of June. So, any last words?
I just hope you have a great next 2 weeks in the beginning of your summer, and I look forward to our next show coming up.
Ditto. All right. Thank you.
It's your boy, Manny. Peace.
Positively Suzanne.